degenerate life.
I guess the first thing that comes to mind is like the overall appearance.
Huge beards.
Big glasses. You don't just like pull clothes out of the closet and wind up looking like that. I mean, there's very specific choices.
Male, female androgyny.
They've got some kind of a hat on.
Mustaches that are goofy.
I think a hipster has a general no fucks given attitude.
To just kind of go with the flow.
But in the internal sphere of it all, it's very much the opposite.
I think in my era, we would have been called yuppies.
Organic, vegan, gluten-free.
Well, they've gone down to a very, very fancy shop and bought a very, very fancy baton that they've shoved up their own bottoms. And then that's what's coming out.
And they parade it.
When I went to Missouri, like everyone thought that I was a hipster, and I was like, no, I'm too nice to be a hipster.
I used to date a hipster, and he used to complain about how he looked like everybody else in town. And I was like, well, you could always shave your beard.
They have good boots, though.
I have no idea what kind of music a hipster listens to.
Dubstep?
Jack Johnson.
Abstract.
Anything that's out there.
If you're truly a hipster, you should be above music.
I think there's this element of wanting to go into the singer-songwriter world, but a lack of talent to do so most of the time. Does that mean?
These new bands that, you know, only 4 people have ever heard of. And then The Cure.
Other people.
Fixie.
A fixie.
A brakeless bicycle that you cannot stop.
Whatever would be like the least expensive kind of way to get around.
I don't think transportation would be like hipster specific. Barista.
Barista.
Barista!
Those are the ones that I see most, I think, they're always making coffee.
Working at a coffee shop and also working at a bar and then playing some music on the side.
It's a mystery. What do they do? That's a good question.
That's one way to avoid hipsters, is to just not drink coffee.
They won't tell you about it, but they work a 9 to 5.
It seems like hipsters are never really doing anything that's like actually work.
Hipster doesn't need to do anything for money. Money just comes.
If you are a hipster, it would be very hard to know.
Would I admit it? No.
A hipster by definition never admits that they're a hipster.
Hipsters wouldn't classify themselves as a hipster. They would see themselves as someone that's going against the grain.
It really kind of comes down to perspective.
Like actually being a hipster isn't such a terrible thing. The terrible thing is being a hipster.
It's kind of a war of sinister remarks from one clan to the next, to the next, to the next.
I suppose it's not a bad thing to be hipster necessarily. I mean, I guess they do get a lot of exercise from biking everywhere. They do eat pretty healthy.
I'm describing myself. This is the worst thing ever.
I mean, to me, a real hipster is someone who's aware of what their people need and what they actually can do for society. To me, the real hipsters are these guys designing green buildings and amazing technology to save the world. They're hip to what the fuck is happening.
They're just normal people. And I'm not sure why they have a bad reputation.
Could you just say barista?
Barista.
That's all.
A hipster. Oh, you want a hipster would be a barista.